And so today I want to talk about really what I'm going to call marketing basics. I want to talk about two basic concepts. I've been in real estate since 1986. And for all the coaching companies I've gone through, nobody really explained what marketing is as it relates to real estate. Whether you're an investor, wholesaler, or an agent, these mathematical fundamentals apply in any business. Number one, impact. Impact is your effort times your effectiveness. Or another way to think of it is how many people you call on the phone times how effective you are on your average phone call. So you look at this mathematical equation and say, well, if I want to make twice as much money, I can either double my effort, make twice as many phone calls, or I can double my effectiveness, be more effective on my phone calls, call better people, better scripting, better mindset, better delivery, or some of both, right? You can do one or both of those to increase your income. But you gotta do something to that equation. You either have to do more or better. Does that make sense? Is there any other option besides more or better? And I'm talking about effort being the number of calls you make, the number of doors you door knock or drive for dollars, or houses you drive, and or mailers, all kind of being the same. And effectiveness is how effective you are when you communicate to somebody. So the scripting on the phone call or at the door, the type of marketing piece you mail to, how many mailing pieces is effort, how good the mailing piece is your effectiveness. Now, most of us want to make a lot more money than we are now. When I started, I wanted to make 10 times what I did the first month. But I couldn't work 10 times the hours. Just there weren't 10 times hours a day. I work 8 hours a day. There's only 24. I got to sleep. I got to eat. Maybe I could eat less, but I got to eat, right? So you get to a point where you say to yourself, well, I have to be more effective. The quality of my input has to be better, right? Maybe who I'm talking to or how I talk to them has to be more effective. That's impact. The other is your effort. You can break that down three ways. Your effort is your work times the technology you're using or not, times the people you're leveraging or not. What do I mean by that? Your work is whatever you do. You show up, whatever you do. Technology would be the tools you use. Your phone, do you use a headset? Do you use a dialer? Do you use a computer program to get your data for you to speed it up? What technology you're using will leverage. It can be a force multiplier. Now, everybody has some technology, right? These days, everybody has a cell phone. Even poor people in India have cell phones. So what technology are you bringing to leverage your work? And then third is people. I use virtual assistants, some in the Philippines, some all over the world. I have about 6 different. The higher paid ones are good at what they do. They get 25 an hour, 15 an hour. I hire agents to drive, show buyers property. I do things that a lower price per hour than I make to leverage my time. But I also pay some virtual assistants $4 an hour to do data pulling and cross-referencing and merging and those things. And I always look at the more people I can delegate work to, as long as I'm effective, the more time that I can spend on the effective work. And the way I think of it, I try to think of myself like I'm an attorney that I would bill out at $400 an hour, right? So if I have $400 an hour times 2,000 work hours in a year is about $800,000 gross revenue. That's what I'd like to do in the next 12 months. So to do that at $400 an hour, I can't do $4 an hour work. I can't do $25 an hour work. So I leverage myself with people. What do you do that's below your income category that you're doing that you can leverage to somebody else? And maybe you're struggling to make $15 or $20 an hour, but you can leverage some of your work at $4 an hour and then put that time into the $25 an hour work. That's where you can leverage your time and make more money. So take a look at your work and then multiply that by your technology. What are you using? How are you using it? For example, right now, I'm talking to 33 people by virtue of technology. Now I have a video camera and a microphone, and I have a second computer. I have a high-speed internet. I have a bunch of technology. I've invested a couple $1,000s to do this, and an assistant and some marketing, and I've been doing it for a year and a half. There's a lot invested to be able to do this. But I did it so that I can talk to 32 people at once, now 33, plus whoever watches afterwards on YouTube, at the same amount of time. That's the goal of all this, is to be more effective. So here's what I would say to you. Look at these two formulas and what can you do to increase your impact, or what can you do to increase your effort? And I don't mean your effort by working more hours. Generally, that's not the answer. Generally, people are stressed, and by working more hours, they become less effective and make net less money. I work about 40 hours a week. In fact, this week less because I have Jewish holidays I'm off. But I work an intense 40 hours when I work. When I work, I'm all in and I work. My wife came in about something. We're hosting a little party thing on Sunday. And I said, I can't deal with it now. This is work hours. I'm like Michael Jordan at the basketball game during my work hours. You can't bother me with non-work stuff, right? So again, I don't care if you're a wholesaler or an investor or a realtor, or you're looking to buy a property on the side, the time you spend, you want to make more money, the input is your effort and your effectiveness. That's what's going to generate revenue and wealth for you. And what you do during that time is multiplied by whatever technology or systems or services you use and the people you work with or delegate to help you make that more effective. And if you don't, you're kind of shooting a rifle against an enemy who's lobbing artillery and has airplanes and missiles and all that. The business world is very competitive, and you're not giving yourself the tools with which to be as effective as you can be.